Hello, Luke here. I would just like to take a moment to disclose upfront that we sometimes talk about sensitive topics in our podcasts, and in fairness to our audience, we will try our best to put specific warnings in the descriptions of each episode. Now on with the show.
Raised by an elf, want my dad to love me. New York bound, I want him to meet me. Santa's in town, I want him to see me. Come on, pour syrup on everything but myself. Spreading Christmas cheer, I'm Buddy the Elf, I'm Buddy the Elf. Don't let Dad put me on the shelf. Spreading Christmas cheer, I'm Buddy the Elf. Ho, 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 ho. Nice. I touched myself. Yes, that was a stretch.
It took me a while.
I got you humming the whole thing in the beginning. That's going to go somewhere.
Nice. Yeah, I touched myself by the divinals.
That's going to be on a theme loop to one of our awards. And welcome to the Nostalgia Killers podcast, where we revisit films from our youth to see if they still hold up or should be inserted into the great DVD player in the sky. I am Luc Londe, joined once again, almost as always, by Chuck Starzenski.
Ho, ho, ho. I am here to spread some Christmas cheer.
And almost always, once again, by Javier Martinez.
Like Mariah Carey, I have awoken from my slumber and I'm ready to get started on the holidays.
Welcome back.
And we watched Elf.
Yeah. For anyone who hasn't seen it, a human being raised by elves must leave the North Pole to find his biological father.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Well, yeah, this was your holiday pick, Javi. Do you want to kick off your nostalgia for it?
Yeah. So, I saw this in theaters when I was 11. Immediately loved it. It instantly became my Christmas go-to movie.
Sure, it's classic, like instant classic.
Yeah. Funny, I didn't really think about it until I started writing my notes for this episode. I realized that I think I've talked about it once or twice before. About I was a late bloomer as a kid. I was just a kid for a very long time.
Right.
So I realized that when I actually saw this movie, I still didn't officially know that Santa Claus wasn't real.
Oh,
whoa! Yeah. It would have been the year after this, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
I had my little doubts here and there, but
there's some trauma involved with this. I see.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's the way we like it on this podcast.
I was gonna say, we do love our hot slices of trauma on this show.
I did notice watching it this time. There is that there's the little propaganda like. Can you believe that some people don't believe Santa is real?
Yeah.
Like, so if any kid watching that would be totally duped. Like,
yeah.
Of course, there's a rumor it's the parents. I heard that.
Yeah.
That's a fun little bit they throw it.
Yeah. Parents couldn't do that in one night. Little 11-year-old me in the theater like, yeah, that's what I've been saying.
That's right. Yeah. Shut up, Addie. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I saw this in theaters when it first came out. I was a huge Will Ferrell fan at the time when I was younger and thought, this man can do no wrong.
Yeah.
I remember enjoying it a lot when it first came out, being very hyped to see it every year around Christmas. And then honestly, just getting a little burned out on it, just because it kind of, like you had said, it kind of became the new Christmas canon.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Like it was just like, okay, Buddy the Elf at Walmart, Buddy the Elf at the gas station, okay, yes, all right, he's taken over. So I did have to take a little break from it. But yeah, like it belongs like in the Christmas canon. So yeah, I'm not going to knock it there.
Yeah, it was an instant classic for me. Came out at the height of Will Ferrell's popularity, as we talked about. I learned today watching some behind the scenes stuff that the studios like wrestled it away just as they finished filming to try to make an R-rated copy or cut because they wanted to make it raunchy and weird.
Yeah.
But they just never filmed anything that could make that cut. So they relented. And I'm thinking about this all day long. Like, what would the world be like without a wholesome, family-friendly elf movie?
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus.
I like the idea of like, I can hear the announcer in my head, like the side of elf you didn't know you knew, like that. Yeah.
I mean, we'll get into like the alternate casting later too. It'll make more sense. But yeah, that's just baffled me today.
Trying to trick you with editing, like to crank up the raunch factor. And then you're like, hell yeah, I want to see this. And then you get your copy and it's just, oh, there's like a minute added to this where there's a fart joke they cut out.
Yeah, something like that.
Which is weird because it works so well. Just like on like without, I think we'll get more into it, but just
this could not have been made better.
There's
in my
no
opinion
reason
to make a holiday classic movie. Like if you were to like put it into a computer and have an AI generate one, you couldn't do better than this.
Yeah.
The idea that these money grubbing studio assholes wanted to make an R-rated version of it without the consent of the director or the producers.
Right.
Oh my God. I hate them so much. It's like soured my Christmas spirit. I hope they get coal. Because they got this movie made so much money. It's still making money. They're still selling copies of it. It's a whole generation's Christmas movie.
Yeah. No, it's cool that something, that the film so kind of quote, quote, late into the game, like still managed to, insert itself into...
It's not, in my opinion, it's not overly cheesy, which a lot of Christmas movies that fail, that it's so exactly what they are. Yeah. It's the comedy is good. We got Jon Favreau and Will Ferrell just like on fire for this whole thing. How about most nostalgic scenes, favorite scenes?
For me, I actually didn't really grow up with, I couldn't even tell you the names, but like, the classic claymation style.
Oh, really? Like Santa Claus comes to town and like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Right.
Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah. I mean, I'd seen enough of it on TV to kind of like, know, this is like a culturally significant kind of thing for kids, but I just never got around to watching them.
Yeah.
But I knew enough that when I saw that the claymation stuff that in this film, I'm like, oh yeah, it's supposed to be like those other ones that I haven't seen, but like, oh, that's cool. So I guess for me that was like one thing that I really enjoyed about it, because I'm like, I haven't seen the other stuff, but it's cool that they threw some elements of that into this film.
They almost got the film like stopped because of that.
Oh really?
I don't know if you saw.
No, I didn't come across.
We're jumping into the trivia a little early, but some of the lawyers, I forget the name of the people who made the original claymations. Some of the lawyers had some copyright issues. Wow. So like the production company's lawyers were on set asking people where they got their ideas. They were thinking they're gonna have to change Buddy's uniform to blue to like change things up,
Yeah.
But it is a fucking carbon copy of the whole claymation movies. I don't know how they still got away with it, but right in the middle of it, the lawyers stepped in and almost just like stopped the movie.
It's an homage, Luke.
Yeah.
I'm not the lawyer.
Look, Buddy doesn't even want to be a dentist, okay?
But yeah, it makes me wonder like what could have been too, like if they had just let it slide under. But yeah, you're just a direct inspiration. Like they kind of owe those people money.
Yeah. But no, all that, that whole little, most of it's in the beginning of the film, but yeah, most of that stuff, like the whole, you were doing the little voice earlier that just fucking cracks me up. Mr. Narwhal.
Yeah, Mr. Narwhal.
It's so good. It's so fucking funny.
For me, Bob Newhart. I miss Bob Newhart. He's still alive.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay. I miss Bob too.
He's kind of stopped working. He's pretty old. He's got to be in his 90s now.
Yeah, exactly.
But this was, for people who didn't grow up with them, one of the most subversive comics to be on television. Like to have prominent roles. He had his own Bob Newhart show.
Yeah. Fernwood Tonight also.
Yeah. Oh, he did tons of them. He's been around since the 50s.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But his like jokes are always meant for the people who are operating on a little higher level. So like there's a whole crowd of people. That's just my favorite kind of comedy. It's like,
sure.
For the people who just won't get it, it's just going to go over their heads or whatever. That's Bob Newhart. I was just so glad to see him. Like I forgot he was in this.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with his
most people
I
aren't
know
nowadays.
The name, enough, but I don't. Yeah.
I think one of my favorite quotes, and I don't know if this is going to hurt our audience at all. I don't like country music. And I don't mean to denigrate those who do. And for those who don't know what the word denigrate means, that means to put down.
Oh, I have heard that. That's from him.
I think I butchered it, but yeah, it's something like that.
I have heard that quote. That's fine. That's from him. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, if you watch any of his stuff, it's filled with that kind of depth.
That's great.
I love Bob Newhart.
For me, like honestly, I think my favorite scene in the whole movie is Buddy fighting the fake Santa in Gimbals.
Yeah.
Fucking Artie Lang.
Yeah, Artie Lang.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just him and Artie, going fist to fist and just like, you sit on a throne for eyes, sir. That's my favorite scene, hands down.
I've got more of the Christmas propaganda, like we talked about already. Jack in the Box testing.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah.
That's such devious shit. I've never like picked up on it at any time I've watched this before. That's like Gitmo level torture shit. Especially because I also learned today that Jon Favreau had the trigger to each of the boxes and completely fucked with Will Ferrell. They must have done this for hours, and he was just like a shaking mess at the end of it. That's my new favorite scene.
Yeah, I got a couple more. I also have kind of a duel between two actors, but the actor who played the Gimbals manager, the portly gentleman, and James Caan, their reactions, fucking care reactions to all of Buddy's shenanigans.
Yeah.
So funny. Like, even at 11 years old, I could just pick up like, oh, they're not having a good time. Like, this is fucking hilarious. Yeah, just to anything. Like, they play it so well. They're not like overly like,
Yeah, they play it really straight. Yeah.
So good. But yeah, so any little interaction between either of those two guys and Buddy is gold.
You mean the store manager?
Yeah.
Faison Love?
Yeah. Oh, that's his name.
Yeah. I got more on him later. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah. The whole Central Park Rangers scene, dude, that's so funny. See, it's just so good. Just their methods are a little too extreme.
To have like a Darth Vader level villain introduced that late into a movie. It's pretty fucking epic.
Yeah. So much good stuff.
You don't get to see their faces. They're just pure evil.
Just like basically the wraiths from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I got the mailroom scene.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
When he gets sent down there and it's just like dingy and smoky and like, I love it. Yeah, everyone's just like barely getting by. And he's like, it smells like mushrooms down here, and everyone looks like they want to hurt me.
Still an optimistic tone. I love it.
I love that he makes a buddy, and I love that also like that guy's supposed to be 26.
Oh, that's dude, such a good line.
Yeah. How old are you? Like, 26. I'm just like, yeah.
Also hilarious that I just did not pick up on that when I was 11. I'm like, hey, he's 26. Sure,
Yeah, everyone looks 26.
Yeah.
And there's that young,
yeah. More recently that I saw, I was like, oh, that's great. Zoe Deschanel dressed as an elf. Come on. I need that in my life. That's all I got.
All right. I either didn't notice this throughout the entire 2000s, but like that's all the parts that Zoe Deschanel ever played was that kind of character.
Yeah.
But then I thought about it today. I was like, who fucking cares?
Like, she's great at it.
People I've spoken to have put her down because she's not like adventurous with her role choices or whatever. I'm like, she's doing what she likes.
Yeah, she's really good at this one thing.
She keeps getting the roles. So
and she's like doesn't owe anybody anything. Nobody owes anybody any performance. So I'm like, she's fine in this. She's great in this. I didn't know. I mean, I remember like hearing her sing in this and going, holy shit.
Oh, she's fantastic. Yeah.
I was wondering if they faked it or like auto-tuned it, but it doesn't sound like it.
No, that's her. Yeah.
She's got a set of pipes.
Damn. I mean, that should have been featured more. If I had a request.
Yeah.
I get more movies. Please sing some more. On to nitpicks.
You got any, Javi?
What do you got, Chuck? I know you got some, Chuck.
I only got one. It just, I'm not saying it's a perfect film at all, but the only thing I could really think of was the editing's a bit choppy in some parts. Okay. I just feel like there's a couple of skips. I'm like, that was a weird choice, for skip there, but that's it. That's all I have. Just
I have too much of a rosy colored view of this movie to even look at that kind of stuff right now. Like,
yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I'll be the one, Bob.
Oh, no.
I've got quite a few.
Cut the mic.
Yeah, exactly. Cut the mic.
Mr.
Chuck, your opinions really suck. Nice. Yeah, I've got a few. In all honesty, I don't think I like this movie.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
It could be that I'm just a cynical asshole. But I don't know. I have my little pockets of sunshine that I enjoy too. This one's just not that one for me. I'll tear through my nitpicks really quick. This is a Christmas podcast. I'm trying to keep the family together. I'm trying to...
We've been through a lot already, man.
Exactly.
No one's going anywhere.
Buddy is just so fucking annoying. Where it's like a comedy rule of three thing where it's like, it's funny. And then it's like, oh man, all right, we're just going to keep doing it. It's like I don't know. We're just going to keep, beating a dead horse on this one.
Yeah, I can see that.
My biggest nitpick, honestly, is the Santa's sleigh breakdown subplot feels so tacked on and unnecessary at the end. Like a Deus Machina, like MacGuffin-y kind of thing of just like, we got to get them together. And then it's like, oh yeah, Santa's here. Everyone's just down to help Santa. No one's like, oh, buddy, stay away from that creep with the with the deer or anything like that. Everyone's just like, oh no, we live in a world where Santa's real and this is Santa and we all know that and acknowledge it. Jovi singing Better Watch Out. And I'm not dissing her as a singer, but just like that little bit of just that's what brings New York together. And gives New York enough energy to power Santa's sleigh. Right. Is Zooey Deschanel singing to 15 people.
Chuck, have you been to New York, Chuck?
I actually have not.
Neither have I.
Speaking of Jovi falling for what is basically a child in an adult's body. The date they go on is very reminiscent of season 3 of Arrested Development when Michael is pursuing Charlize Theron.
Once again, have you been to New York?
Why does Buddy's biological father have a change of heart? What motivates that? He literally has nothing but hate for this giant man child. He's in the middle of one of the most important board meetings of his entire life. Other son that he does know and love comes in and it's just I can't find Buddy. You know what? Fuck this job. Fire me here on the spot.
I kind of read it as he was going to lose Michael too.
Yeah, I just felt like it wasn't.
Michael never would have
needed to be stronger there. Personally.
Christmas.
Yeah. I know, because Christmas, Chuck.
Come on, Chuck.
And then my last two are just kind of more current day nitpicks. Miles Finch being mistaken as an elf by Buddy. That whole scene is kind of cringe now.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, oh, fuck. And they just keep doubling down. And I get it was early 2000s. Buddy sneaking into the women's room to listen to Jovi sing in the shower. And then she's just like, Jesus Christ, what are you doing? And he's just like, I don't know no better. I'm just a big silly. And it's like, oh, you big silly.
I can tack on to that nitpick, and my kind of only nitpick, which isn't the fault of the movie, but since this movie's come out, that It's Cold Outside has become a very problematic.
Oh, sure, yeah,
song. Right. The song that they're singing, that's they're singing it so lovely. I'm like, oh my God, you're talking about, she's saying no.
Yeah.
Over and over and over.
Also, it's baby, it's cold outside has the implications of oh, well, maybe you should jump in the shower with me, giant elf man.
Yeah, that's all I had. I can see the other ones too. I can see that this isn't everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah, it's all good.
Looking at it from that point of view, I don't know why I like this so much. I just kind of have that feeling for it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, that's what the show is all about.
Yeah, and I can watch it again and again. You can put it on a loop, I'd probably watch it.
Chuck, you just brought the clausometer down.
I did.
20 units of measurement.
It's a good thing I'm just going to pull a fucking jet engine out of my bag and tack it on.
Oh my God, this is awesome. Finally got Chuck to break.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Let's move on to our rainy day double feature. I imagine this is any movie you'd rather watch other than Elf.
Kind of, but I went just while I'm being an ass. I'll just I'll go in first. I actually looked at it more analytically. I went the live action How the Grinch Stole Christmas
with Jim Carrey.
With the Jim Carrey one, because they have a similar energy. And we're part of that same wave of new modern Christmas classics.
The way that you see Elf, I see that Grinch.
Ah, there we go.
Because I grew up with the cartoon way more.
I grew up with the cartoon too. I had to be kind of breadcrumbed into the Jim Carrey one because I was because the 60s cartoon one is that's the epitome for me. That's,
And it's half an hour long. Whereas the movie is almost 2 hours.
I thought you just saw a little bit of yourself in the Grinch.
I do. Yeah, that's probably it too. It's how the Sigma males have the Literally Me movies with American Psycho and whatnot. It's my Literally Me is Jim Carrey's The Grinch.
These Who's with their Elf movie.
What do you got, Javi?
Mine's kind of wild.
Is it Elf again?
It is.
You start again?
It is not. I'm just one of those people that I love Will Ferrell. I just,
that's okay.
The most garbage movie he's ever done, I'd be I still laughed at some points. I've never not laughed at least a little bit.
I watched 2 Will Ferrell movies right before watching Elf.
Yeah. So I just put his number one best one up there, I put Step Brothers.
There you go. Yeah.
You know? I just, you know.
Same mother, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly. I know. So I was like, oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. I
just want to see Will Ferrell do his thing. So
yeah, I think I watched Night at the Roxbury and Stranger Than Fiction.
Hell yeah.
Like all in the same day with Elf.
nice.
But my double feature pick is Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, that seems to be your double feature pick a lot of the times.
Sometimes I think so, yeah. But that for me has a lot of the same energy as like a fish out of water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, it's just what came to mind.
Even the score too. I feel like the scores are similar in both movies too, like musically.
Yeah, I didn't even look who did this one.
No, I don't think it was anybody big.
No, it probably is. Probably fucking Williams again.
I was going to say it's Hans Zimmer. It's nobody big.
You're probably
just
right.
a session director.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on. We'll move on to our this movie's cocktail.
Well, in honor of our elfly diets, we're drinking the basic food groups. So we've got a riff on a hot buttered rum, basically. We've got 2 tablespoons of maple batter. So to make that, you've got maple syrup, maple ice cream, butterscotch chips, vanilla, butter, brown sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg. All cooked on stovetop. So 2 tablespoons of all of that mess, 2 ounces of rum, 3 ounces of hot water. Mix all the ingredients, stirring until the batter is fully dissolved, and enjoy with a candy cane as you take in your necessary daily essential sugar content for your elfin diet.
It's very good, man.
Yeah, it's delicious. Yeah.
I am going to need an insulin shot, though.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. My teeth are rotting out of my head right now.
It's very tasty.
I would have actually made it more milky,
Oh, yeah.
but delicious nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. And we'll take our first ad break.
Ad break.
And we're back with Act 2, The Evidence Board. This movie came out on November 7th, 2003. This is already 20 years old.
I know, that blew my mind.
Yeah.
Same here. Holy shit, it's old enough to vote, almost old enough to drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The streaming service that I saw it on, had a little banner over that said 20th anniversary.
Oh, God.
And I was like, oh, no.
May as well have been like somebody laughing at you going, you're old.
Yeah.
Cost around $33 million. Made $178 million that year. Worldwide, $227 million.
Yeah.
Something like that. Still making money.
Dominant.
These are old numbers, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've also got some, doing new formatty stuff. I've got some movies that came out when this came out. So in 2003, when this was released, same month, you've got Love Actually, Master and Commander.
Oh, yeah.
And this was like one of the time checks for me, The Matrix Revolutions.
Ooh.
I don't know. If you would have bet me money, I'd be like, Elf did not come out during The Matrix 3.
Yeah.
No.
Also, in a weird coincidence, Old School.
Oh, yeah.
Old School came out this
wow.
year, the
Shit.
summer before. And the studios had a question about Elf because Old School came out. It's an adult film.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell's kind of playing a more of a lead role. It's kind of his first real lead role. People really responded to it. It's really raunchy. The studios were worried about putting out a film where he's playing this really milquetoast, kind of family friendly movie. And once again, the studio was wrong.
Well, of course. Yeah.
Fuck those people, man.
They always are.
But yeah, same year. Just weird to think. Written by David Berenbaum, directed by Jon Favreau, who was on a roll, really.
Yeah. I had no idea he directed this until this viewing. I was like, what?
Oh, really?
Same.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He is a working man's director.
Oh, yeah.
And he does his passion projects every now and again, but he also just cranks them up.
He also makes live action remakes of The Lion King. He's out there getting a check sometimes.
Yeah. This was only his second.
Was
movie.
it?
Yeah. First one was something obscure that I hadn't heard of.
Swingers?
Maid or Swingers or something?
No. No. I don't remember the title, but I know it wasn't that.
Oh, well, he did more. He did Swingers. Oh, we should do Swingers.
Oh, we will
Yeah,
do Swingers.
Have you seen Swingers? Vince Vaughn. And him.
yeah. Okay.
He's also directing, producing, and they filmed the entire fucking thing guerrilla style in Vegas. Guerrilla style, no permits, nothing.
It's wild.
Fucking the movie I don't love that much, but knowing that, and when I watch it, I'm like, oh fuck yeah. They filmed in a restaurant. They didn't even ask.
Yeah.
With the fucking film camera.
Wow.
But yeah, I love Jon Favreau. I mean, I look up to him.
Yeah, no, he's got some good stuff. Yeah,
he's kind of kicked off the Marvel universe. We can love him or hate him for that if you want. But did the Iron Man thing. got the ball rolling, really.
Yeah.
The original version, as we've kind of touched on, the original version of the script was actually much darker. A lighter rewrite came about when Favreau was approached again and suggested the North Pole being an homage to the claymation specials of his youth. You touched on it a little bit earlier, but yeah, Favreau had to fight tooth and nail to keep the stop motion sequences in the movie.
Yeah.
And to keep CGI to a minimum in general.
Yeah, a lot of forced perspective.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed all that stuff.
Yeah, they tried it out. They did, I think something like 35 separate shots.
Yeah.
Where they had to do that.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing. Like the audacity, really, to go ahead and to keep trying to do that. So the movie takes place in New York, but they, money. They ended up filming in Vancouver, Canada, quite a bit.
Yeah.
The building that they've rented to film the doctor's office, the office, like most of the interior shots, especially like the North Pole, was the same building in Vancouver where like months prior they had finished filming Freddy versus Jason.
No shit.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Same building. Like the floor was still warm from
way.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
Wow.
I pissed myself when I learned that today.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's like, yeah, you don't come across those facts like on too many places, but yeah.
Wow.
I didn't write down the name of the building because I'm a professional. But yeah, I thought you guys might like that.
Yeah.
And for those listening, we just covered Freddy vs. Jason for spooky month ish.
Nice.
Yeah. Phase on Love. We can go alternative casting. You ready?
I got just
a couple
two.
trivia.
Yeah, I've got two more. You want to jump in, Javi?
Go ahead.
Sure. The one that really got me laugh was the scene where he eats the spaghetti. Had to be shot twice because he threw up the first time that he ate it. Yeah, which is really funny because like actually when you watch it, he's kind of making this face where like and it's funny that they kept it in, but you can kind of tell he's like trying to hold back, like this is fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
and then another one just to remind us like how fucking poor we are. Yeah, Will turned down a $29 million proposal to do a sequel because he doesn't need $29 million and we don't want a sequel anyways. We'll just get to that
he had Talladega Nights popping up, man.
Yeah.
Who the fuck wants to do Elf 2?
Yeah,
those are my exact same too.
Nice. Yeah,
I got a great one. Faison Love's character, the store manager, has a name tag. It says Wanda because originally Wanda Sykes was supposed to have that role, and when she couldn't make it, he just filled in and thought it'd be funny to keep the name tag.
That's pretty incredible.
So Faison Love, I don't know if you recognize him from his other movies. He's Big Worm from Friday.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know Faison for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen him in a couple other things.
One of my favorite character actors of all time. I love it when he pops up in movies.
Oh, Big Perm.
Big Perm.
Need to do Friday soon too.
Yes.
Chris Farley and Jim Carrey were both heavily considered for Buddy when the script was first floating around in the 90s.
Then Farley coked himself out.
I know Jon Favreau originally wanted Chevy Chase to play Papa Elf.
But Farrell strongly disputed the choice after recounting an extremely difficult episode of SNL that Chase hosted.
Oh, yeah.
And now that we know a little bit more about Chevy Chase, unfortunately.
Such an asshole.
I love that he's just been an asshole for like 40 years, and now we're finally just like, people are finally feel comfortable.
It's not an act. No, that's just him.
Originally, the studio wanted Katie Holmes to play Jovi.
I can see that,
Yeah, same age-ish. Yeah.
I just had one more. Gary Shandling passed on the role of Walter.
As the dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of James Caan.
James Caan. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, Shandling would have been like trying to sneak jokes in.
Exactly.
He wouldn't have played it straight. That's great. On to the usual suspects. There's a few. I couldn't find any firsts, any direct links.
No, I was pretty lazy on this one myself, full disclosure.
Yeah. So, I do have one first, which is kind of, I don't know, it's weird, maybe a half. Artie Lang was in Old School with Will Ferrell, like in the same movie, same year. Artie Lang was one of the pledges.
No shit.
The plebs, yeah.
I haven't seen that in so long.
With Matt Walsh, who's also in this movie.
Right.
Yeah. Andy Richter is in Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell. So that's another one. Sure. It's kind of a half. But Zooey Deschanel in Mumford, which I talk about all the time. In Mumford is Hope Davis, who was in Home Alone. It's loose, but it's there.
Hey, it's there.
Have you seen Mumford?
I haven't.
Have I talked about it?
It sounds really familiar, but
it's filmed in Petaluma. I really want to cover it one day. I want to show it to you guys
that'd be cool.
On top of just being filmed in Petaluma, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Jason Lee.
Also, we have to do Kid Detective officially on the podcast because, I made a pinky promise and I have not watched it yet. So
I watched another movie because the Rewatchables did Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and Adam Brody's in that movie too. And I completely missed the whole Adam Brody 2000s thing. Didn't know who he was.
Oh.
Have you seen Kid Detective?
I haven't. I know of it.
We need to watch it. I've watched it 40 times. Also, Zoe Deschanel was in a film called Eulogy with Jesse Bradford, who was in Hackers.
oh, no shit.
Eulogy is really funny. Hank Azaria, pretty good. I recommend it. But yeah, that's all I got.
I've got Zoe Deschanel was in 500 Days of Summer with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who was in Don John with Scarlett Johansson, who was in Ghost World.
Nice.
Okay. I have Zoe Deschanel was in Yes Man with Jim Carrey, who was in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh, God damn it. That was so direct. Damn it.
Yep.
Yeah.
There it is. That's the first. Yeah.
And then Peter Dinklage was in a movie called Safe Men with Mark Ruffalo from Eternal Sunshine.
Oh, shit.
Sam Rockwell from
Confessions.
Confessions, and Harvey Fierstein from Death is Smoochy.
Nice.
Damn, dude, that one's awesome.
Yeah.
I need to get my damn robot working.
Yeah, that was actually a couple more, but I just I figure you usually have this covered, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take the couple that I was like, oh, these are pretty cool. And
it's getting our cache of past episodes is getting too big for me to remember who was in every fucking movie.
Yeah.
As I'm scrolling through.
Yeah, I mean, Peter Dinklage was also technically in a Marvel movie, which connects it to everybody. So you can go on forever, I think.
There you go, yeah.
Well,
Good old Peter Dink.
Yeah, that's an Avengers movie. Iron Man's in that one. And we take this time to thank our executive producer, Javier Martinez.
Thank you so much for your continued support.
Thank you so much, Addie. Also, got a direct line with the big man up there. What do you want for Christmas? Because for your, continued support, I can put a good word in with Santa Claus and we can hash this thing out.
Allegedly. And that will go ahead and quickly take our second ad break.
Ad break number 2.
And we're back with Act 3, the award categories. We start off with my new band name.
Hey, Lauren's not here yet, Chuck. You want to roll out like 30 band names?
I know, right?
Yeah, but I'm here.
Oh, actually, I only got a couple, so I got Elfism. And I'm not sure what genre that would be. I just like the way it sounded.
I feel like prog rock.
Yeah.
I envision an accordion somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe an electric one.
I got Code of the Elves, which is like a fantasy metal. Yeah.
But not like the cool one, like the ones like Buddy.
Yeah.
Playing metal over like little bells.
Oh, yeah. We should do that for the fucking
whistling.
The cable channel thing. We'll put fucking metal over the old claymations.
And then I have -8, which is a reference to when they're rating. So we got a -8. I don't know what genre they are either. I'm not good with genres, but that's what I got.
I got Sitting on a Throne of Lies. And yeah, same. I don't really have a genre picked out for it. I just like it as a band name. Like, I want to make people say all the words.
Yeah.
They might shorten it to like Throne of Lies, but yeah.
But at first, once again, Sitting on a Throne of Lies. Got a terrific show for you tonight. Sitting on a Throne of Lies is here. I've got Humans Raised by Humans.
Yeah.
They're like an industrial metal band.
Yeah. Nice.
I've got Cotton-Headed Ninny Muggins.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite insults ever.
Classic.
Yeah, they're a bluegrass group. And then my last one is Snuggle Finish. They're a bedroom pop band. Buddy's list of things he has planned to do with his dad for the day. He's like, well, we'll go on a hike. We'll, get in a snowball fight with this. And then the fourth one is, and to finish, we'll snuggle.
Yeah. All right.
You guys remember, So I Married an Axe Murderer? There's the poetry opening. I can't get out of my mind. Like, this is an open letter to the aliens who abducted me and whom I inflicted great damage upon while having a panic attack aboard their mothership. Autobiographical. Onto the Roger Deakins Would Be Proud Award. I couldn't pick anything out other than I learned that the snowball fight is actually CG. His arm. I mean, it's obvious that his arm is sped up or done whatever. But during the filming, he just was jerking his shoulder, and they're like, "We'll fill it in post." And that scene was also a pickup shot that they got months after wrapping.
Oh, really?
Because they didn't have enough angles for it to make the scene exciting or whatever. Yeah.
One of the very few CGI kind of stuff in the film.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I have the introduction of the Central Park Rangers.
Okay.
With like the shadows and it's just like the steam from the breath.
Turned into a whole different movie.
Yeah. So it's very, very out of place, but again, it's just like, whoa, this looks really cool.
Turned into Lord of the Rings all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good.
Yeah. We got like the little, when they're kicking their hooves up in slow motion snow and it going in the air. That's great. Yeah.
We've already touched on the forced perspective in the shots of Buddy and the other elves.
Oh yeah, that is something to admire.
But as far as like actual shots, it's a slow push into Buddy through the other prisoners in holding when he's like, I only got one call. And I was like, I'm going to call my daddy.
Oh, that's a good
and
one.
You picked up. They said you wouldn't pick up, but you didn't.
Nice, good choice.
Right on to, is that Channing Tatum in a dog collar?
This movie is like the definition of this award.
Yes, there are so many cameos and
Yep.
bit parts and just, what did you guys get?
The only one that I hadn't caught before this screening, or before this viewing, was Matt Walsh, actually. This was the first time that I noticed. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, and I didn't even know it was him at first. I was just like, wait, I know this person. Who is this?
He's credited as himself too. Which
Yeah,
is like a big throw off.
Yeah. But that's the only one that this is the first viewing that I've caught that.
Yeah.
Everything else I've caught by now, but there's a couple good ones. But I'll let you guys go ahead.
I love you, Charlotte. You're the best.
Yeah, but, he's so good.
He's like hitting on her.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, that's actually one of my favorite scenes. I should have thrown that in there. I had to give it to Artie Lang as the Gimbel's department store Santa.
Okay.
He's just so good.
Yeah.
He's just so good. And it's also just like the perfect Artie Lang role as far as like Artie Lang in real life probably is a department store Santa.
Yeah. You know, he smelled like whiskey and cigarettes.
Exactly. Perfect casting.
I have good old Peter Billingsley.
Mm-hmm.
The kid who played Ralphie in Christmas Story.
Yeah,
I
nice.
completely forgot, but he's the only person on this planet who has those eyes.
Yeah,
I should know every time I see him. That's fucking Peter Billingsley. Yeah. He was also in Iron Man.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, the first one.
No way.
He was one of the bit part, but he was one of the scientists. Yeah, and Obadiah is grabbing him by the collar. He's like, "Why can't we do that?"
Oh, that's so funny.
That's Peter Billingsley there too.
No way.
Yeah,
wow.
and I think he got that based on this.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Because Favreau,
Cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
It's a sailboat. I just got syrup goes with everything. There's the obvious. It's a family movie. It's Christmas spirit. Buy more shit.
Yeah. I have, despite what Chuck says, we need more joyful, youthful Christmas spirit.
Just obey, man.
Just some Christmas spirit.
And back on my bullshit, I went with I don't believe this, but I went with what I thought the movie was trying to tell me. Which is, you should force everything in life. You know what? If you're adopted, you should totally just, try to get a relationship with your biological parents because that's super healthy.
Just insert yourself into their lives without warning. Yeah. Is that it? You got some more to let off your chest?
It'll come later. But yeah, that was my big one.
This isn't here. I don't have anything for it, but the Hans Gruber Death Fall Award.
I had Buddy's father's spontaneous, miraculous death of his unemotionally attached lifestyle.
There we go.
Yeah, I didn't have anything.
Of course. Of course, Chuck has something. That's great. Oh boy. Controversial hot take.
I actually do have one for that. I have why the fuck is Santa Claus a child abductor? Orphan or not? I don't know. Just then it sets up the whole, if he's doing it to be, a good deed, why doesn't he do that why can't all the other orphan children be elves?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Also, he's magic. He could take him back. He could be like, I'm going to get in here, little boy, and take him back to the orphanage.
Man.
Yeah.
But that was mine.
Mine is that I would eat that spaghetti and syrup.
Oh, that is a hot take.
I would do it. I would hope that it's warm. Cold. It looks cold in the movie.
It does.
On set, spaghetti's never hot. So, but warm it up. I'd fucking do it. Pay no attention to the fight going on outside.
Yeah. That guy also thinks you shouldn't eat cold syrup spaghetti.
Also didn't like Elf. Doesn't have Christmas.
Yeah, he's our fourth guest. I forgot to mention. We've got a surprise.
Time for another Spider-Man award.
Oh, I've got one hot take really quick.
Did you?
What?
Sorry. Yeah.
That's all you've had is hot takes.
I know.
Go for it.
Way.
This feels like a first draft. The beats could be so much stronger if more of the story elements were actually blended together.
Ooh, okay. This is actually like a 35th draft.
I know.
I can totally see what you're saying, but I would put that to the studio getting their fucking grubby meat hooks all over.
And I'll put what I mean by that. I'll elaborate on my point during Time for Another Spider-Man.
And time for another Spider-Man. Chuck.
I said sure, because you could integrate the story elements a little more. Like, for example, cut back to the North Pole once or twice to strengthen the Santa ending. So it doesn't feel so much like a just, oh, and then by the way, Santa needs our help kind of like Deus Machina sort of script thing. Also, Jovi could get roped into the family storyline a little more because she, there's this weird guy at work. He got fired. Now he's asking me on a date. We go on one date. Now all of a sudden I feel compelled to like run down to Central Park and help him and sing in front of a bunch of strangers, even though that's like my greatest, fear in life is public speaking and whatnot.
You're going to make me Photoshop your face onto the Grinch for the promo for this episode, aren't you?
Should. And then my last one is Dad's change of heart could be breadcrumbed in a little bit more.
Yeah, it was a bit ham-fisted. I can admit to that. But I was also kind of glad they didn't dwell on it, because at that point in the movie, wrap it up, guys.
The magic of Christmas works in mysterious ways, Chuck.
It does. I would like to see them.
I do kind of agree with Chuck. I kind of would like to. It's been 20 years. We could see another version of this with some newer players. Who knows if they would catch the magic? We don't really have comedians like Will Ferrell coming up in the ranks anymore, do we? It would just end up being darker, I think, a little more grounded.
I feel like there's got to be somebody out there that's, I don't know. I'm going to sound old as fuck, but there's probably like some TikToker that's blowing up that would have the appeal that could probably pull it off.
I can see it. Here comes Kanye, where we interrupt the show to talk about our pluggables. We finally just saw our first draft of our playing cards. We held them in our hands today. That was pretty exciting.
Boy, do they feel good.
So good.
So good.
I finished the box art, and I hope to start the Indiegogo campaign very soon. So you should be seeing that.
Look forward to it.
A lot on Instagram.
Yeah. Look forward to us shucking and whoring ourselves out.
Well, as it stands, we're looking at doing an unsigned deck of Nostalgia Killers cards for $15 for a pledge on an Indiegogo. For a signed copy, $25.
And don't you want those beautiful little signatures?
Yeah, wouldn't you want it to be really, really authentic with us scribbling all over as if we remember how to use a pen?
I've been practicing my signature over and over and over. I've been Bart Simpsoning it.
You're just going to cover up a whole panel of the box, aren't you?
I'm actually covered in Javier signatures.
And also our cocktails book is also in the works. We'll hopefully do our photo shoot next week.
Yeah.
Beautifully concocted and written by Chuck Starzenski. Hopefully have that available soon. Hopefully by Christmas. Work's getting in the way.
Yeah.
But it'll be out there one day. It's supposed to be for the end of the year anyways, and we've already changed our lineup a couple times.
Yeah, and guess what? If it's not out by Christmas, then that just gives us something to hawk every year.
But that's all I've got. What do you guys got anything?
No, just again, this lovely show. Like us, subscribe, listen to us on all of the medias that you can.
Patreon.
Get those views up. Patreon.com.
Go to Patreon. You can sign up for free. We have... I don't want to... It's kind of... There's a thing where it's like there's no such thing as bad press. But we only have 7 subscribers. And 3 of those are sitting right here.
You could be lucky number 8.
And our biggest subscriber is one of our sisters.
Yeah.
So, but thank you, Eddie. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get people onto Patreon to follow us. Once that happens, we'll definitely find out a way to post more there and make it more, the incentive higher. Yeah, it's going slow. This is rough. First year is rough, as I hear. So
first cut is the deepest.
On to the Sonic Death Monkey Top 5. This week's question, what are your top 5 all-time movies that put you in the Christmas spirit? we all know that Chuck doesn't have Christmas spirit. So let's start with Javi.
I'll go first because mine's actually a little behind the scenes that can get cut out. But just I wish I'd kind of spoken up about our top 5 list for this week, just because when I was writing it before I came over, I was like, there's like 3 Christmas movies that I watched. Like other than that, like
That's
nothing,
fine.
or not even just stuff that I couldn't think of anything that wasn't a Christmas movie that like would get me thinking about Christmas.
That's all good, man.
So I literally had 3. I could only come up with 3.
Right, go for it.
And so I had Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's a big one.
I had Christmas Vacation, which hopefully we'll be doing soon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, very soon.
And I had Elf.
Nice. Right on.
Like I said,
That works. I had to struggle to like not put the one we're watching on as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fine. What do you got, Chuck?
Number 5, I've got The Night Before. Fun, goofy, buddy comedy about guys going out on Christmas Eve. It's like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Seth Rogen.
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot
it's
about
actually
this
like
movie.
Anthony Mackie's in that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Oh,
it's like
okay,
It's like it wasn't popular enough to be new Christmas canon, but it's definitely like in my rotation now.
Right.
And it's fun and it's goofy and it's like it's raunchy enough, but also not mean spirited. Like it is just like, yeah, you know what? Just like Christmas already. Just do it.
Yeah, I want to check that one out.
My number 4 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 60s version.
Nice.
The cartoon, clean, tight, 30 minutes. You can put it on while you're decking the halls, especially if you have apartment halls. It's perfect. Number 3 is Home Alone,
Nice.
which we already covered on a podcast just a moment ago. So I'm not going to go into that at all. Just listen to the show.
Well, by the time this comes out, that'll have been out. So
Exactly. That's
fine.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just backtrack. It's in the back catalog. Check out the back catalog. My number 2 is definitely Gremlins. Always wanted a Mogwai. Even though, they're murderous little killing machines every time. I'm like, you know what? I want to go hang, like, I don't know. They're doing all the things I want to do. I want to go to the movies on Christmas. I want to go hang out with my friends at a bar. I want to go traumatize children at a department store. Like, yeah.
And like I disclosed to you guys before this podcast that I actually haven't really watched that one. I'm very ashamed and I'm very sorry.
It's okay. You've got time.
If I remember it right, is that after they become gremlins, do they duplicate by cutting themselves in half?
No.
That's a different movie?
That's a different movie.
Okay. No, isn't that Gremlins 2? Because they're like chopping themselves in half with those.
I think maybe in the second one, but in the first one, definitely not. The first one, it's like that's how you kill them, is you just chop them up.
Okay. Right on.
And then my number 1, which I'm sure is probably everybody's number 1 at this table, is Christmas Vacation. No? Oh.
It's on there. I mean, I struggled with putting it on there. Mine is put it in my top 5, but these are kind of like not really in order. Trapped in Paradise. And you guys haven't seen it.
No.
Nicolas Cage, John Lovitz, Dana Carvey.
Oh, weird.
Same, or just a little earlier than this. Fucking phenomenal Christmas movie. They're con men, bank robbers, liars. John Lovitz, Dana Carvey, Nicolas Cage are all brothers. The mob's after them after they get out of jail. So they're just driving around trying to find a place to go. And they get stuck in this town called Paradise in New York. And they're like stuck there. So every time they try to get out, it's just hilarious. We should watch it. For Christmas.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I think I have a copy of it. So number 4, Edward Scissorhands. People think it's just a Halloween movie, but it's very much a Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Snowy ending. Number 3, I think one of you guys said you don't like it, but Scrooged.
I don't like Scrooge because it's when you look in a mirror, you're like, eh.
One of my favorite ones that was always on TV growing up. That's like signifies Christmas to me. Number 2, Christmas Story. Ralphie.
Nice.
You'll shoot your eye out.
I forgot about Christmas Story.
And then, it's obviously like all the claymation stuff, the Grinch, the Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph, all that. But my number 1, the one that really gets me in the mood, is actually a Thanksgiving movie. I think if I recall correctly, Trains, Planes, and Automobiles.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I like me. My kids like me.
That's like sets up the season for me.
Yeah, we definitely have to do that next year. We were going to do it this year, and then,
Yeah, just got busy. But it's all good. And we're going to Who Won the Movie? I've got Faison Love.
Hell yeah.
I'm just, every time I watch that guy, he is acting on all cylinders. He's doing the performance right. He stands out to me in this. On top of like, he's the designated hitter. Like he like filled in for Wanda Sykes, who's would have been completely different if Wanda was there. I love Wanda too. But yeah, that's my pick.
I just love how grounded his performance is. It's like, yeah, Wanda Sykes would have made it more of a spectacle, I think.
Yeah,
The fact that he is just so like, oh no, that is a guy that actually manages a department store.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I totally believe everything. And then he's eventually Santa, which is hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, I have Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
I have Will Ferrell. I don't think... Even with like the alternative casting, I don't think it works without him.
Oh yeah, totally. And this is like the beginning of the height of his power and fame, for sure. And he's just launching off this year.
Right. It was his first lead role, like full lead role.
Yep.
Yeah.
I watched him in 3 different movies today, so I'm kind of tired of him.
I went Bob Newhart as Buddy's adopted father.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah. He's honestly like, when I first powered it on, I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. Old Bobby New.
Bob Newhart's on.
He's going to walk us through and like introduce us to who, Buddy is and all of that fun stuff.
Yeah, he's the perfect narrator. Mm-hmm. I mean, of all the old guys that are in this, there's the guy that plays Santa.
Ed Asner.
Oh, that's who that was. I was say he looks so familiar.
James Caan. All these guys were like massive actors back in the 60s and 70s. So it's like, of all those people to play around, and we got Bob Newhart. Yeah. It was just great. Like the nutmeg on the eggnog. Kind of deal. Awesome. And we'll go on to the verdict, which we do have questions about now. So, I mean, I'm going to let it live. Yeah. I can't even like fault this movie with anything enough to not watch it on loop. So
I'm also gonna let it live. Yeah, again, I mean, I'll put this on any holiday season, any Christmas season, and I'm having a good time.
Cool. And if you have been listening, thank you. I'm just kidding.
I've already. People complain about getting coal for Christmas, but you know what? Coal's warm.
Coal gives you fire.
Exactly. My heart may have grown 2 sizes too small today. I am unfortunately going to kill this movie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow, not even...
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this movie and never really have sought it out. I was hoping this rewatch would honestly change my mind.
Yeah.
But this movie, honestly, like, without going full bah humbug, just every viewing of it, I'm like, I don't really like it just like, it reminds me. And it's like, I find new things to kind of pick apart.
Sure.
And,
Well, thanks for sitting through it. I mean...
Oh, no. It's totally fine. Like, I love doing this, and I love it when there's a movie that I don't actually jive with. And I probably won't watch this again. It just, to me, it just feels kind of unfinished. At the end of the day, I just feel that, personally, there are better Christmas movies, and there are better, like, family comedies, and there's better combos of the two.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You're allowed to have your opinion. Yeah.
Exactly.
No matter how wrong it is.
I'm also tired from, working all day, and I'm not, like, drunk off of this little hot buttered rum just yet. So coming at this very civil, very docile.
You are uninvited for my Christmas party.
Ooh.
I'm not having one, but if I was, you are now uninvited.
And with that, if you have been listening, thank you. I have been Luc Londe.
I have been Javier Martinez.
And I have been the Grinch.
We have been the Nostalgia Killers and the Grinch.
Ho, ho, ho.